All right, how's everybody doing today? Excited to have you with me. It looks like my video still has a little, I'm going to try and reconfigure this real quick. Excited for so many of you being with us. We're going to talk about some really cool stuff. Oh, see, for some reason it adjusts even after the fact. Okay, I should look a little better there. So, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about how to sell your flip quickly for maximum retail price. If you're interested in knowing how you can get the best price out of your fix and flip or out of your property, put in the comments. I'd love to know. Welcome. Looks like George is with us. Floors to your doors. George, you do some, is it carpet, tile? What do you do? I'm interested. Tell me about it. So, and please, if you're with us today, what you're going to learn by the time you walk away from today is understanding the real costs associated with a fix and flip. See, there's so many things people don't tell you about. We're going to dive into that. We're going to talk about some property risks and things that you need to think about before you even get started and before you look for properties. In addition, we're going to talk about the quality of repairs. We're going to talk about giving the property a little bit of sizzle. We're going to talk about how to price your home correctly. And we're going to talk about regular price reductions and what you need to know about that so you know how to handle this to get the most money you possibly can. And if you stay until the end, my free gift to you is an ebook. This is actually a book that I wrote, well, let's see, can you see it? You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Borders, whatever the case is. It sells for $24.95. We're going to give you a free copy of this book, How to Get More Money You Can Never Handle, A Real Estate Investor's Guide to Funding Deals. This book in an e-format. We're going to send you the e-format of this absolutely for free if you stay until the end, and we will show you how to get that. So you're going to want to make sure you are with us. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Before you make any financial moves, consult a real estate professional, attorney, CPA, or other professional in a subject matter specific to that. Everybody's situation is different. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to guarantee to work for all investors. DHM may receive payments for sponsorships, guests in the forms of books, giveaways, items, discounts, or other remunerations. As with anything in life, results come from education, following a system, hard work, and determination to follow through until the end. That last one is my favorite, one of my most important. We had Paul Dennis with us in our team huddle this morning, and he talked about this determination to follow through to the end being the key to his success. So, Paul, if you're with us, make sure you give us a shout out. Welcome to everybody. We got a bunch of people. Floors to your doors. George, he's got anything to do with flooring. I love it. Thanks for being here. Melanie. Oh, Alicia says hi. Hey, Alicia. Glad you're with us. Melanie from Cleveland, Ohio. Excited for you to be here. Alicia. Okay, Furman. Am I saying that, Furman? Thank you for doing this. Thanks for being here. That's why we do it. Where are you investing? I'm excited for you to be with us today. So please, in the comments, just type it in. Type in your first name and the city and state you're investing in. As a matter of fact, I think we'll do something special in Texas for George, but tell us the city and state that you're investing in. And if you're watching these on the recording, you can always join us live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Tuesday we do this, and we talk about subject for real estate investing, and we talk about finding deals as well, which we're gonna get into as well. Free swag. Before I do that, a couple more intros here. Nelson from Houston, Texas. Nelson, you're going to be really excited because we're going to talk about finding properties in Texas right now in today's market. I've got a zip code we're going to cover that I think is in Houston. I'll show you in a minute. Furman Garcia, all right, from Lima, Ohio. I love it. Who wants some free swag, guys? If you want some free swag, we're going to be giving away. So at the end of today, we're going to give away free swag. This is what we're going to be giving out. This is for last week's winner. I don't know if you've seen our shirts, but we've got our killer I Flippin' Did It shirts. It's got our little logo on the back there. Super nice quality, super comfortable shirts. We've got an insulated thing for your water bottle. We've got a financial freedom worksheet. It's got a DVD. It's got a USB. It's got the work panel here, or the workbook there, that's coming out to whoever today's winner is. The winner's already been decided. We've got a killer DHM mask that's coming your way. We've got the arm workouts. We've got the ice pack here. They're super cool. We also have a stretchy, or a house. What are these things called? A stress house. We've got a little jump rope, and we've got a Do Hard Money water bottle and a Do Hard Money sticker. All of this, we have already decided who the winner is, and that winner is going to get announced at the end of today. Now, this week's winner, what we're going to give away, what you could earn, or what you could win for this week, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that's coming your way. We've got, for this week's winner, we've got a DHM coaster we're going to send out to you. We have another one of these water bottles we're going to send out to today's winner. It has our logo on there. Things are dropping everywhere, guys. This studio. We've got another insulated water bottle holder. We've got another DHM mask. You can't really see that well. DHM mask coming away. We got another stress house. This is for next week's winner. We've got another jump rope. We've got another, what are these things? Arm things. I say that every time. And we've got another shirt. I flip and did it. That's coming out to a winner for this week. So if you're interested, you could win this week's. We'll be giving away last week's at the end of the call today, so stick around so you can know who that is. If you want to be our winner, we'll talk about how to do that. First off, who wants to win some swag today? Let's just look at this. Furman wants the swag. George with floors to your doors wants it. Melanie, I do love it. Do you guys like the shirt? Actually, I should say this. I want to know if you like the shirt. I flip and did it. But I also want to know, do you have any ideas for other shirts? If you put in the comments an idea for a shirt and we use it, I will send you one absolutely free. Send it to you. I'll do the shipping, all that stuff. We'll send you a shirt with that saying, which would be kind of cool. So I'd love that. Let's see. Who else wants that? Nelson, send it my way. All right. Alicia wants it. Firma, Indo, I do. I got you. Furman. I got it. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. So, and again, if you have a good idea for that shirt, let me know. So this is how you can get the swag. Ask great questions. Have positive comments, and commenting on the recorded YouTube video as well can make a big difference for us. High interaction, asking questions, being involved, being part of the dialogue. And with that, I will choose one person that we can actually give that to, and we'll announce that for next week. I like it, Firma. I'm flipping happy. I like it. We'll jot that one down for sure. Thank you for your comments, and keep them coming. Comments like these and the ones on the recorded videos are why I do this. Leroy says, I just joined the Find Fun Flip program today. Very excited. Leroy, glad you're with us. Wealth Creation says, I just lost out on my third deal. It's so crazy out here. Well, that's why you need to be with us, because we're going to be talking about how to get deals. One of them we're going to be talking about is vacant properties. We'll get into this in detail. Okay, if you like these live casts and you want to see them continue, I need your help. Today is December 1st. We're currently at 4,445 subscribers. My goal is to get to 4,500 by the end of December. So I've got 55 new subscribers that I am looking for. So right now, if you are not currently a subscriber to Do Hard Money's YouTube channel, please go and subscribe now. Put it in the comments that you're our newest subscriber. I would really appreciate it. In addition to these weekly live casts that we're doing, I also do a daily video. So I upload a new one daily. So here's one on the real estate market for 2020, buyers versus sellers market, build versus buy, how to get loans from investments, all those things and much more. I'm doing a daily video that you'll get access to. So what you need to do is go hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification so that you will get notified. Again, if you are my newest subscriber, please put it in the comments. Let me know you are my newest subscriber. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all of our subscribers that we have. Just go to Do Hard Money on the YouTube channel. You go to YouTube, you type in Do Hard Money, and you click on the subscribe, and it'll get you going. I'm flipping floored. That George, that really actually works for your business as well, since you do flooring. So that's kind of the combination of both of ours. I like that. Okay, guys, please leave a comment on the recorded video as well, and tell someone else about this. These take a ton of work to put on, to coordinate, and we want to make sure we let everybody know about what is going on in the real estate market. So let's get into our real estate market update. We go through a quick segment and talk about some things that are happening in the real estate market. Builders' confidence hit another all-time high in October as the index rose from 2 points to 85. This being heavily supported by low interest rates, but we'll have to keep on track of this going forward. Quicken Loan says, as mentioned earlier, the housing market is hotter than Phoenix in the middle of summer. Existing home sales were up 9.4% in September to settle at 6.54 million on a seasonal adjusted annual basis. Year-to-year sales are 20.9%. There's no lack of interest out there right now. Okay, we got one. Gerard, thanks for being with us. Nelson, we flip it all. I like that. I like it. NAR's Yoon says expects a brisker winter housing market, meaning it's going to get even better than right now. Homes sold in 53 days in October, 13 days faster than last year, and faster than September. This is the first time that the pace for sales has sped up from September to October since 2011. Suddenly, buyers continue to face tough competition, normal, which was what we want to talk about, is how to find deals in this marketplace. We're going to talk about. Okay, done. Melanie is our new subscriber. Yeah, Melanie. Give it up for Melanie. Give her some thumbs up. Give her some love. We really appreciate it. We love having new subscribers and love our existing ones as well. Floors to your doors. This is George. I am new. Thank you so much for the invite. Yeah, George. Are you our newest subscriber? Jump on. Be a new subscriber for us. We appreciate it. PR Newswire is saying the median listing price grew 12.2% year over year to $350,000 in October. This is an acceleration from September when prices grew by 11.1%. A severe lack of homes for the sale continued despite improvements in new listing homes. New listing homes were down 7.7% compared to last year, but this is a substantial improvement from September when listings were down number 13.8%. Basically, there's not enough homes. That's what's driving prices up, along with the low interest rates. Nationally, CNN Business says nationally home prices have never been higher, driven up as surge demands due to record low mortgage rates. Comes up again, historically low inventory for home sales. We're seeing it. News 19 reports the current state of the housing market isn't expected to change anytime soon. It is part due to the many buyers thinking that the market wouldn't be as seller friendly as it is right now. So you got to know how to find these. You've got to. The average interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage with 0.6 points paid is 2.81%, down 6 basis points on last week, has fallen to 3.69 a year ago, which is now to 2.81%. Yahoo Finance, the Fed suggests the worst of the crisis is over in their morning briefing. And we're going to jump into a little bit of a short segment on a COVID update. Let's see here. Gerard is with us today. Appreciate it. And we're excited to have you with us. COVID-19 update quickly. We're seeing an uptick. I think that's happening pretty much everywhere in the country. If you look at this dotted line, this is as of today. If you look down here, you can see, if you look down here, you can see this is the ICU beds, this is invasive ventilators, and this is all beds needed. So if you look nationally, this is today we're at the highest that we've been, and you'll see here with beds, but you can see they're predicting this to drop back down here. Maurice, who's in Illinois, this gives you an idea of what's happening in Illinois with some of the things that we're looking at compared to where they were in the past. For Farah, that's in New Jersey, it looks like you've been up worse before, back when this thing started, but you'll probably get there again, is what this is all a projection. This is all actual from this side down. Fez in Michigan. Fez, you with us today? If so, shout it out. Let me know. So this gives you an idea of what's happening. Michigan's kind of in the same boat on the upward swing is what it's looking like here. The great news is all these vaccinations. Moderna vaccination shows nearly 95% protection. BBC reports no significant safety concerns have been reported, but nothing including paracetamol is 100% safe. Short-lived fatigue, headache. So they're basically saying, hey, the vaccination is being mass air shipped of Pfizer's COVID. Vaccinations arrive as airlines prepare for more. This is great news, guys. China just became the first country to grow its economy after COVID-19. What lessons can the U.S. learn, according to ABC News? Let's see here. What do we got coming up here? Hi, it's Phoebe. I'm assuming it's Phoebe Livingston, subscriber. Are you a new subscriber or have you been a long-term subscriber, Phoebe? I am interested to know. New York Times reports the first cases in China were November 17th, 2019. 2 vaccinations known to be 95% effective. Makes me hopeful, guys. We are moving in the right direction. I'm excited about that. Risk of COVID-19 exposure on planes virtually non-existent when masks are actually shown. Could the live flu vaccination help you fight off COVID? The answer is yes. BBC reports COVID mouthwash can kill viruses in a lab in 30 seconds. I gave mouthwash to everybody on my team after reading this report. I thought it was super interesting. The BBC also said they found many inactive greater than 99.9% of viruses only after 30 seconds of contact time, and some activated 99.9% of the virus after 30 seconds. This is what I'm saying. This mouthwash can kill off COVID, which is interesting. So I put some of this mouthwash in my truck. When I go into a store or something, I always do a mouthwash and spit it out. Try and do that when I get home. So anyway, I mean, who knows? But doesn't hurt. And my breath smells great under my mask all the time. Fox 13, new CDC report says 94% of patients who died from COVID had other health issues. COVID-19 top science stories of the week. Immune reaction to some common colds might provide protection against COVID-19. Lasting immunity seen after mild COVID-19 infection reports, according to Fox News. All right, guys, who is with me today? Please, if you are interested in a way to find properties in today's market, put in the comments, I want help finding properties. And I'm going to show you right here after I grab a drink. All right, finding property tip of the week. Okay, a great way to find properties is vacant properties. Okay, this means the post office has tried to deliver it and the box is full, or they notice that nobody's living there and they say, hey, we are going to send this back. Oh, right. Let's see, who is our new? Oh, Phoebe is our new subscriber. All right, thanks for being there. I want help finding properties. All right, we are here for you. So the post office, when the delivery guy goes out there, if he's trying to shove those, shove mail in and it won't let him do it, he sends a thing back and says, hey, nobody's living here. And so, or if he just notices the house isn't being taken care of and that type of stuff, he may say, nobody's living here. This means that there's some sort of opportunity. If you think about it, why would a house be vacant, right? So somebody should be living there, or the property should be rented. If it's either owner occupied, I own the property and I live there, or it's a rental property, live the property. If it's a rental property and not rented, they're losing income. They may be interested in selling the property. It could be a bank-owned property that took the property back. But either way, a vacant property for an extended period means there's an opportunity there, potentially, that somebody's going to want to look at. I'll show you this. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is, do you want to market to REO bank-owned homes? In most cases, the idea is no, because some of these vacant homes are going to be REO properties. But if you think about it, if you want to send a postcard, do a phone call to the bank, nobody's going to really return your call. So I think it's probably unlikely. So a great way to find vacant properties, let's see here. So the bank-owned homes, you probably don't want to go after them. Think about it. If you're going to send a postcard to a large bank, nobody's really going to see this. So how do you do this? Well, you put in a zip code. I just did this one at random in Dallas, Texas. We got Nelson from Houston that wants help finding properties. So 75217 is a zip code. I've never been there. I just threw it in, right? Okay, so you go to the filter. You go to the occupancy status. You put it as vacant. In the ownership information, you do the ownership type. You select corporate. Now, corporate's a double-edged sword. So I like to go after small companies, but I don't like to be like Chase, Bank of America. So I look look at those. I'll show you all this in just a minute here. Then I actually build the list. I click on the checkbox, I create add list, create the list, I name it, and then I can actually do some marketing with this. So let me show you here real quick. Here's what you do. This is called Investor's Edge software. And so if you come in here and type in a zip code, 75217, I'm just going to do one at random, right? So that is not the zip code I want. There's 75217. Okay, there we go. So I've got this zip code right here, and I just come here to my filters. And what I want to say is the property vacant? And I just click on this vacant, and there's 347 properties right now that are vacant in 75217 with the most updated information possible. This is not going to be 100% accurate because it's impossible to be accurate. Maybe it was vacant last week, but somebody moved in today, so it's on the vacant. But it gives you an idea of people that you can actually be going after. Then what you can do is you come down here to ownership information, and you can put ownership type. So you can say, hey, I want trusts, I want mixed, I want corporate, I want individual, and you're going to see there's 347. Now I can take off corporate, and that's going to take me from 347 to 279. I can take off mixed, and that's going to take me to 277, and I can take off trust. That'll put me like at 276. So basically there's 276 houses that are in this zip code in Texas that are vacant properties. With that, I can build a list. But the other thing I could do is I can say, hey, I want to make sure these guys actually have equity. So let's just say I want to make sure they have $50,000 worth of equity at least. So that takes me down to 199 properties. So there's 199 properties in this zip code that I know are vacant. The other thing that you can do is say, hey, are they on the market? No. I want to make sure that they're not on the market. So there's 197 properties that are vacant, that are not listed, that have $50,000 worth of equity in them right now. There's 197 of those. So I got a question for you guys. Would you be interested in these 150 or 197 listings in your zip code? I mean, would this be a list that you'd be interested in? Now, we do have, like, you can see this was $1.5 million. Maybe you don't want that. This one was estimated equity is 1.27. So the other thing you can do is come in here and say, hey, I want to make sure I'm not dealing with properties that are too expensive. So I can come here and say, hey, I want to make sure that the value is not too much. So I can come in and do some property characteristics, or I can do, let's see, we already got the MLS status, valuations on here, mortgage information. So I can make sure there's not too much equity that I'm trying to go after, or too much loan to value. So there's a lot of things I can play with. But then what I can do here is I create my list, okay? So this is my list. There's 197. And then I add it to list, and I can just create a new list. Now, when I do these, I want to make sure that I do it right. So this is vacant, and they have 50K equity. And these are, I didn't select single family houses, but I could have said just single family houses. So that'll whittle this down a little bit. And then I can also say 50K of equity, and I can put the date. And I put the date in there, and I hit save key right here. And that save key is going to give me all those properties. And then what I can do is come down here and do campaigns. With the campaigns, I can do postcards, I can do voice broadcasts, and this just tells you how much each postcard is. Now, keep in mind, this pricing is with shipping. This is shipping, printing, everything. All you do is hit a button. So you say, okay, I'm going to do this size, or I'm going to do that size. We have all of these cool postcards all ready to go for you. You can just select the one that you want, and then with that, you can come in and change the verbiage here. Ryan buys homes, whatever, this is my phone number. You say, hey, test. Oh, I hit a wrong button just because of stuff. So anyway, but I can come in and do all this stuff, and then I can hit the button, and that quickly, those postcards are being sent out to that list that quickly. That, you see, it's already got the first address, it's got a sample address in here. You hit the button, it does all that. You hit the print and mail, you put in a credit card, you're off to the races. Those are going. The other thing you can do is skip traces, and a skip trace can get you the phone number and the email. And the cool thing about a skip trace is a lot of people aren't willing to spend the money. But look, 25 cents or 30 cents to get a phone number and email. And keep in mind, you only get charged if they're able to get you the skip trace. If they're not able to get you a phone number, you don't have to pay for it. Now, is every phone number good? No, heck no. But even if like 1 out of 10 was good and you spent $3 per phone number, right? So then you can mail those postcards out to vacant dwellings. So let's just think of the power of what we just did. We have vacant dwelling properties Okay, and we have made sure there's $50,000 of equity, and they're very targeted in this one zip code. And then I can do some marketing or knock on the doors. Obviously, I don't want to knock on the doors on vacants, but you might want to on some of the others. This is a way that you can find properties in today's market. If you are trying to find stuff off the MLS, you are going to beat your head against the wall for a long time. You want to get ahead of the MLS and say, how can I actually do this before people get there? Okay, I got a ton of comments here, so I gotta respond to some of these. Okay, zip code 79409. Need help finding properties? Okay, I think it's George, right? I can't remember the flooring guy's name. You put it in the comments, but let's just see here. 79404. Okay, isn't that what we were just looking at? I can't remember. Oh no. Okay, 79404. So let's just filter this. I think so. This is the same filter. It's vacant properties. They've got $50,000 worth of equity, and we are not doing any corporate owned houses. And we could let's do this one a little bit more and just say single family houses. So there are 40 single family houses that have $50,000 worth of equity that are not on the market, that are owned by individuals right now in the zip code. And I think it's George, but I don't want to say it wrong. So floors to your doors. It's right here. Okay, Jay in Detroit, thanks for being with us. Sean wants to say hello, everybody. Thanks for being with us, Sean. Furman wants help finding properties. Yes, very interested. I love it. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Looking for flips in Georgia. Okay, Lisa, give me a zip code in Georgia. Give me a zip code in Georgia. I can look one up if you don't get back to me fast enough. I missed that particular app. Okay. Yes, George, you got it. Let's just look in Georgia. Let's just say Georgia property zip codes. Let's just say zip codes. And let's just go Georgia. Wow, good job. Yeah, thank you. Now, let's just do zip codes in Atlanta. Oh, Lisa, you're back. Nice. Okay, Lisa, let's just take a quick look here. So let's get rid of this. And we're just going to come back here, 30043. And there we are in Georgia. This is the same filters that we already have. So let's just look at our filter criteria. These are vacant properties. Okay. They are single family houses. They are not on the market. They are owned by an individual, and there's $50,000 more of equity on that. We have 76. Lisa, does that get you excited? There's 76 properties here. And we haven't even been doing, there's 100 different searches. If you watched my video last week, we went over a different way. Every week, we're going to talk about a different way to find properties. But let's just look at this just for a minute. It's not listed on the market. This is just one property, okay? Okay, estimated value is 285. Last year was 206. This is just a guess, guys, so don't get too hung up on this. This is what we call a free and clear property, so there's no mortgage on this property, so there's $206,000 worth of equity. Now, is every single one of these people going to sell you the property? Heck no. What you're trying to do is get them on the right time. So if you can mail them a letter, let's say that you mail these guys a letter. These guys bought it for cash. Let's say you mail them a letter the day that their tenants move out and trash the property, and they're like, yeah, let's sell to you. And consistency matters. You want to mail multiple times, not just once. Okay, when do you start funding? When do you start funding for flips in Florida? Yeah, as soon as you elect some new people down there. They've got some laws that are prohibitive right now, unfortunately, or we would be interested in that. I'm sorry, Vanessa. Let's see, Lisa, awesome. My team is ready to go. So is mine. Let's make this happen. Okay, let's jump back into this, guys. This is just the property finding tip. This is the appetizer. This isn't even the main event for today. We just want to talk about how to find these. Nelson from Houston says, I love it. So do I. So we talked about this way to find properties to start going after these. The way you name things is important. We talked about that. We talked about skip traces. With a skip trace, you can do what's called a voice broadcast. A double-edged sword there. Some people are upset saying, how did you get my information and that type of stuff. You're going to have to spend between $1,500 and $15,000 to get a good deal in marketing costs, but you'll make $30,000 to $60,000 above that. It really just depends on your area. And I say this because you've got to come in with the right expectations. If you're in San Francisco, you're going to spend $15,000. If you're in I don't know. If you're in Chicago, you're probably going to spend closer to $3,000 or $4,000. If you're in Indiana, you're probably going to be closer to $1,500. In my area, it's about $7,000 you have to spend in advertising costs. So you've got to be prepared to make that investment, and you've got to know what to say and make sure you don't waste that money, because if you mess up, it's money down the drain, or you could say it's an education. Either way, it can be beneficial for you. Okay, what we're going to get to is this main event: how to sell your flip quickly for maximum retail profit. Lisa, is there a monthly fee? So for Investor's Edge, for our software, it's part of our overall package, our Find Fun Flip system. Lisa, if you're interested in that, give us a holler, give us a call, and we can help you out. All right, okay, guys, we're going to talk about how to sell your flip quickly and for maximum retail profit. How can you get the most amount of money you could possibly get? We're going to talk about understanding the real costs associated with a flip. We're going to talk about property risks and what you need to know. We're going to talk about the quality of repairs and what's important there. We're going to talk about the property sizzle, what I like to call the sizzle sells more than the steak. Pricing your home right. We're going to go over that, and regular price reductions. We're going to be going over that as well. I'm going to do this with timeless principles. Right now, what you're looking at is homes are flying off the shelves right now. That may not always be the case. It might not be the case next week or next month. So you've got to know how to make money regardless of the market that you're in. And so in today, things are just going super fast. Bottom line is, the best conditioned home at the lowest price is what always sells. Okay, I want to say that one more time. The best condition at the lowest price always sell first. That's just something you've got to keep in mind. So we're going to start out talking about the price of your home. It's really important that you buy the home for a price that allows you to make a profit. This may seem like common sense, but most people have never done the math before. And because of this, I actually created the advanced deal analysis software, because people were thinking they were going to make money on a deal, and there was no way they could just by the costs. So there's many costs people actually don't think about. So I want to review some of the costs that come in when you're doing a fix and flip. So most people think of the purchase, they think of the rehab, they think of the real estate agent fees, but they don't think of all the costs. So one of the things you're going to have is interest. So this is like for 5 or 6 months worth of interest on a deal, depending upon your loan amount, right? So you're $8,000. You're going to have some origination fees to make the loan actually occur. There's $7,000. You're going to have some closing costs, right? You're going to have a compliance fee. You may have prepaid expenses. You may have liability, paying off other lenders. You've got doc preps, $695 doc preps, some project management fees. You're going to have rehab inspection fees. You're going to have servicing fees. You're going to have setting up an LLC, some title fees, those types of things. You may have some transfer taxes depending upon where you're located. So you're going to have another $5,000 of fees like that. You're also going to have some hazard insurance. Most people forget, oh yeah, I got to pay for hazard insurance in case the house burns down. I've got to pay for that. You've got your purchase price, obviously. Then you're going to have your rehab costs. First, you have to consider the next thing we get. So you've got to price the house right, which means you've got to buy the house right, which is why we're talking about some of these different ways to find good deals. Then what you've got to do is understand what risks are associated with that. And so here's some questions when it comes down to risks that I think you should really be considering. Knowing these risks can help make sure you don't have a problem after you've already purchased the property. So you want to be asking these risk questions before you actually make the purchase. A few risks that you want to be considering is, will this property require more than $5,000 to repair a septic system? I don't really recommend properties that are on septic. You've got to be careful with that. But that's one thing that you should be asking yourself. Will adding an extension or addition increase the footprint of the house? If it is, you're getting into construction rather than rehab. Meaning, if you're taking what's there and you're trying to make it bigger, then you're getting into construction, not rehab, and that's a whole different animal. Excuse me. All right, what type of crime risk is in the area? This is a really big one that's often overlooked, because if you go do a bunch of fix-ups and rehabs and then you find out that the property got vandalized, you're out the money, plus you've got to do it again, so it's double dinging you. What percentage of homes in the neighborhood are rental properties? Most people that you're flipping a property to want to buy a house that's in a residential neighborhood, not a big rental neighborhood. Or if you're selling to an investor, there will be interested in a rental neighborhood, but they're not going to pay retail price. So if you want to get the maximum price, which is what we're talking about today, you want to make sure you're selling to a homeowner, not to an investor. And if you're selling to a homeowner, you don't want to be in a high rental neighborhood. You want to be in a high owner-occupied neighborhood. Is the property near a busy street? Busy streets can impact values in ways you haven't even realized. I talk about my Burger King house quite frequently because it was next to a Burger King, and I thought that at a certain price, somebody would be willing to live next to a Burger King. And that's true. It's just a whole lot less of a price than what I estimated. So I call it my Burger King. Same thing with a busy street. Next thing, is the property located within an age-restricted or retirement community? You might think you're getting a great deal, but you can only sell it to somebody 65 or above. That can be a problem, so you don't want to be dealing with that. And is the property's only water source on-site wells? You've got to be careful with on-site wells. You want to make sure that you're connected to culinary. Otherwise, those are risks that can come. And you could buy a property not knowing this, find out it's a problem, and it will bite you in the butt later. This does not mean you have to do a high-end repair on every single property. So let's start talking about to the repair side of that. Let's move on to the repairs. Repairs should be in the same condition as the comparables that you're selecting. So when you go and say, what is this house going to sell for? When you look at those properties, you should be looking at the condition of those properties and planning on your house being in the same condition as what that property is in. Don't do more than what those are, and don't do less than what they are. We've seen a lot of people try and over improve a property and not get the money out of it. We've also seen people try and underdo the repairs and not be able to sell it for the price they think. Your house needs to look just like those homes that already sold, just like them. Okay? This is very, very important that is often overlooked. They try and overdo it or they try and underdo it. You want to do it exactly like it is. But this is where we get into the steak. Okay, then I pick one thing and I give it some sizzle. So for example, if all the homes in the area have laminate floors, I might put in tile floors in the bathroom or kitchen, or I might do one extra thing. So maybe I'll do granite countertops when everybody else has laminate countertops. And so what I want is one thing where people are like, hey, I really like that granite countertops. Nothing else in the neighborhood I see has granite countertops. So I've spent a little bit of money to try and give a big bang for the buck. And when you're doing this, you want to be doing it in kitchens, bathrooms, entryway, something somebody's going to walk in and see, but kitchens and bathrooms are typically what you're talking about. So if you can do something a little extra to the other houses. So your house needs to look just like the other houses, not necessarily the same colors, but the same types of building grade, those things. Then you actually do one extra thing to put it a little bit over the other properties. This is the sizzle principle. Okay, now we get into pricing your property, and this is really important, and this is where a lot of people just lose it, is they just don't price their property right. In a standard market, not a crazy seller's market like we're in right now, you want to price the property 3 to 5% more than what the comparables actually come in. Meaning, if your comps are at $100,000, you want to list between $103,000 and $105,000. That's what you're trying to list that property for. Okay, not 110, not 115, 3 to 5% more than what you think that property will really sell for. That's what you're going after, and this is called precision pricing. A lot of people say, well, I'll list it for 120 or I'll list it for 150. You can always go down, but you can't always go up. That is not true. You can actually go up. My wife just had a property listed. She sold the property for $20,000 more than the asking price. The asking price is an asking price. It's a recommendation of what somebody should do. The seller is under no obligation to sell the property, even if somebody gives you what you're asking for. Now, the seller may be obligated to pay a real estate commission if they don't take the asking price, but the seller is not obligated to sell the property if somebody gives them the asking price. They could get multiple offers and drive the price up. So what we want to do is give it the best shot. So we're going to put the pricing where we think it's going to sell for with 3 to 5% buffer. So we have a little bit of negotiating room. This is another mistake a lot of people make, is they give themselves huge negotiating room. Like, I need $10,000 or $20,000 with negotiating. The problem is, if you do that, The whole issue is you're not going to get enough showings. Not enough people are going to see it because it's going to be looking overpriced. And you're thinking, well, they should just make me a lower offer. No, you want to price it for what you think it's really going to sell for. Give it a 3 to 5% buffer and then list the property for that. Don't overprice the property thinking you're going to have negotiating room, because the other thing that happens is time on market. The longer that house sits on the market, the less activity it's going to get. The longer that house sits on the market, fewer people it's going to come up and pop and new and those things. That's something you've got to be making considerations of when we are dealing with this. Okay, I hope that makes some sense for you. Okay, let's see here. Showings. Each time a showing happens on the property, you need to figure out some things. My agent calls and asks them a few questions. What did you think of the home? Are you considering making an offer on the property? That's another thing that we want to know. If not, why not? Why aren't you interested in doing that? What do you think of the price of the property? And what did you think of the condition of the property? And lastly, is there anything we could do to the home that would make you want to make an offer for it? Let's talk about these questions. They are so important. What did you think of the home? Open-ended question. I want to get feedback on that. I want to know what they thought. Are you considering making an offer? Yes or no? If not, why not? What did you think of the price? Was it above? Was it below? What did you think? What did you think of the condition? And is there anything we can do? I've had people that said, you know what? My clients just hated that red door. And if that red door was blue, we'd be interested in it. Not those exact colors, but you get the principle here. And we say, well, why don't we paint it blue? And as a matter of fact, we'll paint anything else blue they want. And then let's write up a contract and say, we'll paint it all blue. And once you guys get your inspections done, qualify for the loan, we'll go paint it blue for you. And then we'll close on the property. This works extremely well because this gets you in touch with the most important people, which is the buyers. They're the ones that are going to make the decision if they're going to buy or not. All right, if the home is not selling, it's one of the following. It's either the price or it's the condition. You can fix some of these things with condition. For example, if somebody says that red door is horrible, you paint it. But you got to be careful because you want to have a few people say the thing. So if a few people are saying, hey, that red door is horrible, the first person that says it, I wouldn't worry about it. The second person, the third person, then you start thinking about it. I also don't like to do specialty repairs for people. Man, if you would rip out the carpet and put pink carpet in and we would buy this house, great. Let's get you qualified. Let's get you the closing table and we'll rip it out right after you close. Or we'll rip it out right before the closing happens, but I'm very certain that it's going to happen before I do that. So this is the condition thing. Here are some things you can't fix. A busy street, being next to Burger King, those things you can't fix. So if people are not buying due to a busy street, you really only have one thing you can do. You have to lower the price to make the compensation factor for them. And it's really hard to know. These are called adjustments. It's really hard to know how much of a compensating factor it needs to be in order for that property to sell. Let's talk about pricing. If you're not getting enough showings, the price is the problem. Let me say that again. If you're not getting enough showings, the price is the problem. If you're getting enough showings, then the condition or the features are the problem. So if nobody's looking, you've priced it too high. If people are looking but they're not buying, it's something they don't like about the features. Some of those you can change, some of them you can't. Features next to the Burger King busy street, or the condition, they don't like the paint, the carpet, or anything else. When it comes to the condition, I can fix those things. I can paint, I can carpet, I can fix some of those things. I want to get some feedback from multiple people before I make that decision. Or I am willing to make a change if somebody's willing to buy based upon me making that change, contingent upon them getting financing. The features, I typically have to just make a price adjustment. That's where we get into the Burger King house, the busy street house, those types of things. I just have to say, I'm just going to have to lower my price based upon that. You need to find out what that is and fix it or lower the price to compensate it. Every 2 to 4 weeks, you need to lower the price or fix something that people don't like. I want to say that one more time. Every single showing, you're going to put the property on. Every single showing is going to get a phone call. You're going to ask those questions to that showing. Then every 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to make an adjustment. You're either going to fix something in the property, make it better, make it nice, or you're going to make a price reduction. I typically like to say you're looking at a 3% price reduction every 2 to 4 weeks. If it's something that's a feature, if it's something that's a condition, you could make those changes. You could look and see what's cheaper, and then you can make a one-time alteration for a specific buyer if they're willing to buy the house based upon this. Now, I don't want to get into a ton on competitive market analysis. I have a live cast all about competitive market analysis that we did. You can check that out on YouTube. This is the next thing that we need to be talking about is pricing your house right to begin with. So we said, hey, you want to price your house 3 to 5% more than what you think property is going to sell for. Well, how do I know what the property is going to sell for? You need to do a competitive market analysis. This video is going to go through that in depth. And those of you that were lucky enough to be there for the live version will be able to see that as well. Okay, guys, if you are interested in any of this that we've been talking about, you need to check out our Find, Fund, Flip system. We have dozens of hours training. We have deal finding software. You saw it called Investor's Edge software. You have access to 100% financing. Go to dohardmoney.com/get started. dohardmoney.com/get started. I need to answer a few questions there. Elisa, is there a monthly fee? We talked about that. That's part of our Find, Fund, Flip software. Investor's Edge is part of our Find, Fund, Flip system. Gerard, how much of a buffer do you recommend? I normally go with 5K. I think it really just depends on how big of a job you're doing as far as a buffer. I typically do 10%, meaning if I'm going to have a $100,000 remodel, I'm going to plan on $10,000. If I'm going to have a $50,000 remodel, I'm going to plan on $5,000 buffer when it comes to the rehab. That said, it also depends on how good your contractor is. If you have a contractor you've worked with before, you probably have less buffer room. You are going to have buffer just because you rip open the carpet and you find something you didn't expect, so you need to have some extra money for that. That said, part of that buffer could come off a line of credit, a business line of credit, credit card finance. If those are things you're interested in, let us know. We can help you out with that. I hope that answers your question. What other questions do you guys have that we can talk about here? Please put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. And check out our dohardmoney.com/get started. Okay, we promised this. Anybody that wants to get a copy of the How to Get More Money You Can Ever Handle, a real estate investor's guide to funding deals. This thing's, I don't know how many pages, 183 pages that talks all about it. You can get an e-copy for free, not this. If you want this, you got to go to Amazon to get it. If you want to have the e-copy, go to dohardmoney.com/money-ebook. dohardmoney.com/money-ebook. It's my free gift to you. Get a copy of the free ebook. Just go to dohardmoney.com/money-ebook and you can get a free copy of that. Okay, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, leave a comment on this recorded video, and tell somebody else about it. It's a big help to me. And check out, get that free ebook, dohardmoney.com/money-ebook. We're going to put that in the chat here so you can just click on it. We're also going to put, that's the dash ebook. We're also going to put a link here on Get Started, dohardmoney.com/get started, so you can look at our Find, Fund, Flip system and also get access to that Investor's Edge software that everybody's been asking so much about. Super great software. Next thing we want to talk about here, what would you like to see for future live casts? Please put in the comments, what would you like to see? Business Party Central, sales skills, auction properties, finding cash, any of these things that you're interested in, type it in the comments. I like to build the training around questions you guys have. In addition to that, if there's something else you would like me to do that's not on this list, please put it into the comments, and we'll put that on our list of things. There's a lot to talk about. We've got a big list, but we want to make that and want to make sure you're getting what you need. Lisa says, thanks for the book. Great video. Lisa, you are welcome. Make sure you go claim that money-ebook. Do Hard Money /money-ebook so you can get a copy of that book, and we appreciate you being with us. Also, if you like today, check us out on Income Hacker. It's my podcast. You can listen to that anywhere you listen on. You can listen on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, and check it out. It's Income Hacker. Lisa wants to know more on seller financing. I appreciate that, Lisa. I think I have a short clip on seller financing, but we'll put that down as well. Appreciate it. Okay, here, our winner. We're going to talk about the winner for this week. It was already predetermined. You can be the winner for next week. This whole swag bag box is coming your direction. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Maurice Smith is our winner for this week for our swag of the week. Everybody give Maurice a congratulations. Maurice, what I need to have you do is email support@dohardmoney.com. In the subject line, put swag winner. Put your screen name, which you don't have one. Some people do, like George Floors to your doors. You'd want to put that there if you were selected as the winner. And then you give us your mailing address. Please give us your cell phone number. We want to make sure that you get this. We'll be sending your free swag out, so please do that. Let's see here. Floors for your doors. Awesome. Good job. Good information. Thanks, George. I really appreciate it. Melanie says, what are some things that your company look for about property to ensure funding? It's a fantastic question. Some of the things we covered today, like what are the risk factors, is one thing. Some other things we look at is loan to value. So is there value? We typically want to be about 70%. The purchase, the rehab, those things, we want to be about 70%. The closing costs of the value is what we're going to be looking for. And so those are the things you're going to want to be looking for. One of the cool things we did is we created a software called the Advanced Deal Analysis software, so you can put that in. But probably, Melanie, the best thing you can do is just give us a holler, and we can just chat and see if we might be a good fit for each other. We're not a good fit for everybody, but we are a good fit for some people. So you can talk to Zach, you can talk to Carlos, you can talk to Hunter, but just give us a call, ask for one of those guys. They're our associates, so they can chat with you about if we're a good fit for each other. Melanie also says, congratulations to Maurice. Appreciate it. Nelson in Houston, new tenant rules and regulations. Nelson, that's tough because tenant laws are going to be state by state. And since we have such a broad audience of people, I could talk about tenant laws is going to be hard. We could talk about tenants. We could talk about how to get long-term tenants. So things that would apply in all states. But as far as tenant laws, that's going to be more of a Houston. That's going to be more of a state-specific. And we try not to cover state-specific stuff on this live cast because it's going to be different for you than it is for me. So hope that makes sense, Nelson. Maybe you've got a broader topic on rentals that I could cover. If so, please put that in the chat. Love to hear it. Harshawn. Do you recommend setting a minimum amount of years of ownership in the filter when searching for off-market properties? Yeah, I mean, this is the concept is if somebody just barely bought the property, they probably aren't going to want to sell it. So the other thing you can do is just say they've owned it for at least a year, or you can put in some filters like they're going through a bankruptcy or something. But yeah, I would probably filter that for a year. But here again, you will have people that are going to run into a situation where they just, hey, I just need to sell this property. So it depends. Is the real answer. It depends. But you could say, hey, let's do a 1-year filter. They've owned the property for at least a year, or they've owned the property for at least 5 years. So those are some things that you could be doing. I'm not sure who me is, but it says it does matter. So yeah, absolutely throw in some filters there if you'd like to, and the time frame that they've actually owned the property. All right, guys, all those that participate, find out if you won the swag next week. Join us next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep in mind, even if you weren't on the live cast today, you're listening to the recorded video, put comments in, do some interaction on that, and you could be the winner of our swag of the week. Please also download that free ebook, dohardmoney.com/money-ebook. Check that out. And if you're interested in being a Find Fun Flip member, give us a holler and we can chat about that. Okay, guys, any final questions before we sign off here? Because we would like to get going. Oh, me as Nelson. Sorry, Nelson. I know exactly who you are. Final questions. Let's get them posted here. I'm not seeing any. Guys, it's been a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I look forward to talking to you next week, same time, same place. If you're not a subscriber, please join us, be a subscriber. Go to YouTube, click on Do Hard Money, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next time, same time, same place next week. Make it a very profitable day. Bye for now.